I discovered the Mandela effect by innocently noticing Fruit Loops in the grocery store spelled Fruit Loops, F-R-O-O-T. I didn't think anything was peculiar at the time. I believed it was just a marketing rebranding, which happens sometimes. But later that same night, I noticed someone on YouTube posted a video about Fruit Loops. I thought that was strange, so I watched the video. After watching the video, a cascading investigating event ensued. I found that this Mandela effect was not isolated to just one thing or event. I found changes in historic events, movie titles, and iconic lines within movies changed. The Bible changed, land masses changed, populations changed, and time has sped up. I didn't sleep for 3 days straight initially as I lay in a fetal position in one of my spare rooms of my Fort Wainwright, Alaska on Post House. We had recently lost our daughter to cancer, so my wife was already isolating herself, and this was not something I could add to her already desperate period of adjustment. I too felt our daughter's loss, and now I have noticed the world is not what I thought it was, or not what I was taught it was from the beginning. What is this Mandela effect? Have I shifted realities? Did the world blow up and we're all in a parallel dimension? Does God have a message in this whole thing? Does this prove or disprove God himself? I searched, alone, these and even more possibilities. My search ended after I decided to do the one thing I should have done at the very first sighting of this grand event. I prayed, and I asked God what was going on. My struggle slowed, and I waited. I prayed this request repeatedly for several weeks. I received my answer at the appointed time and place of God's choosing in a dream I experienced while asleep in Saudi Arabia. I walked calmly to a tall white tower with no windows. The tower was most likely 7 to 10 stories tall. There was a single opening in the front, no door, just an opening where a door could be. I walked in and observed stairs lining the walls all the way to the top, like you would see in a lighthouse. The inside was brightly lit, but not from an observable light source. The walls and stairs just gave their own light. I could only hear my footsteps as I walked to the top of the tower. I didn't feel fear or really any emotion other than curiosity of what was at the very top of this tall white tower. When I reached the top, there was a white-floored platform, and at the top of the stairs on the flat banister rail sat a large brown Bible with a gold cross. The cross was the size of the Bible itself. I had never seen this Bible before and I didn't recognize it. I picked it up to read it, and as I opened the book, I noticed that the pages were all blank. White, with no ink at all. I flipped through the pages and they were all blank. As I searched the Bible, I heard a loud growl from behind me. I knew that if I didn't leave, that what was behind me would destroy me. I said to myself, uh-oh, and then I ran down the stairs, feeling this angry beast right on my heels the whole time. If I slowed down, I was gonna get hit. I could hear the breathing of this beast behind me, and feel the wind from the swings of what might have been a claw of some sort. I didn't slow down to look at what was behind me. I raced down the stairs and out the front opening and into an awakened state in my bed. From that point forward, I was no longer questioning what this Mandela effect is or will be. I am now an awakened saint.
Once your cells have reabsorbed sufficient radiation from Earth's yellow star, your
The season, it's almost here, and the signs and the reasons are very clear. The fulfillment of scripture is coming true, and we're expectantly waiting, the time is due. There's a change that is brewing, an urgent call. It's the same kind of feeling before you fall. It's a sense, it's an instinct, an inner voice. It's a test, are you listening? Have you made your choice? There's a crossroad coming, do you know your path? Are you lost and running? Do you fear the wrath? Don't you feel all the heaviness in the air? If it's real, are you ready? Is your soul prepared? There's a big thing coming and there's not much time. It's all been written by God's design. There's a plan and a purpose, it's all divine. If you're awake and you heard this, you know the signs. There's a big thing coming and there's not much time. It's all been written by God's design. There's a plan and a purpose, it's all divine. If you're awake and you heard this, you know the signs. Is your family equipped if the time has come? Would you have what you need? Or be scared and run? No matter where you are, no matter what you believe, there's a change that is coming, to that we agree. It's like we all seem to know that there's not much time before we reach the tipping point and we cross the line. Got one foot in the chasm of this growing crack. We're at the edge of the cliff and there's no turning back. There's a big thing coming and there's not much time. It's all been written by God's design. There's a plan and a purpose, it's all divine. If you're awake and you heard this, you know the signs. There's a big thing coming and there's not much time. It's all been written by God's design. There's a plan and a purpose, it's all divine. If you're awake and you heard this, you know the signs. If the labor pains growing, you can count the days. So many earthquakes, tornadoes, and tidal waves. It's the eve of destruction, the harvest's here. It's the reaping, but we will not live in fear. For our time of redemption is coming soon. By divine intervention, we'll see the truth, arriving live and direct for all to view. If you haven't read the Bible, I pray you do. There's a big thing coming and there's not much time. It's all been written by God's design. There's a plan and a purpose, it's all divine. If you're awake and you heard this, you know the signs. There's a big thing coming and there's not much time. It's all been written by God's design. There's a plan and a purpose, it's all divine. If you're awake and you heard this, you know the signs. It's like time speeding up and it seems so fast. And while a month slips by, a year has passed. You hear the same kind of feeling all over the globe. Not sure just what it's revealing, but you're not alone. The same dreams that you're dreaming are all repeating. It seems that while we are sleeping, we're given meanings. And when it all goes down, there will be no doubt. From the east to the west, to the north and south, there's a big thing coming and there's not much time. It's all been written by God's design. There's a plan and a purpose, it's all divine. If you're awake and you heard this, you know the signs. There's a big thing coming and there's not much time. It's all been written by God's design. There's a plan and a purpose, it's all divine. If you're awake and you heard this, you know the signs.
Dear Lord, thank you for giving me the strength and the conviction to complete the task you entrusted to me. Thank you for guiding me straight and true through the many obstacles in my path. And for keeping me resolute when all around seemed lost. Thank you for your protection and for your many signs along the way. Thank you for any good that I may have done, and I'm so sorry about the bad.
You don't have to leave, you know. You're very welcome to stay here. You'll be perfectly safe.
Thank you. But this is something that I have to do.
Where will you go?
Home.
Thank you for the friend I made. Please watch over her as you've watched over me. Thank you for finally allowing me to rest. I'm so very tired. But I go now to my rest at peace, knowing that I have done right with my time on this earth.